Against the Wind. Happy Motivational Monday, my voiceover friends. Didn't Bob Seger have a song, Against the Wind? Today, we're going to talk about business expectations. And of course, it's Motivational Monday. So the purpose is not to make it sound, you think against the wind. That's not an easy thing to do. But today is to get you pumped up with the information that's helpful. The purpose of this video, the purpose of this channel is to help you be successful, i.e., make more money in voiceover. I'm Bill DeWeese. I am a professional voice actor, voiceover artist. I've been doing this full time for the past 18 years. I'm a voiceover coach and a demo producer. I've written a couple of books. My latest is Get Paid Using Your Voice, Get Found, Get Heard, Get Hired. I know a lot of you guys already have this book. Many of you have downloaded it. If you go into the description below, you can get the digital download of this for less than $10. And when you do that, by the way, you'll be asked if you also want to pick up the audiobook while you're there. So this is your roadmap. All right. So it's a great place to get started. Hope you had a great weekend. Vicky and I had a fantastic weekend. I've been talking to Vicky lately and say, we need to spend more time with the people that we love and care about the most in the world. And, I think we need to be thinking more about that and be intentional and spending that time. And so this past weekend, we spent the weekend with my brother and sister-in-law. Had a wonderful time. It was great. It was so great. I wish, and I know we all feel this way, but don't you wish you could get your best friends and your favorite family members, like you all live in the same neighborhood, so you can just all kind of hang out. Well, it doesn't work that way usually in real life, but thank goodness for modern transportation. Good to see you guys here. If you take just a second to check in on the live chat, let me know where you're watching and listening from this morning. I appreciate it, and I'll do some shout outs here. And also, if you find today's content helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button because that gives YouTube the go ahead to share this video with more people who are looking for good voiceover information. So let's get into Motivational Monday. Against the Wind. Today I have a quote coming from Henry Ford, of Ford Motors, of course. And Henry once said this, and this is so good. Remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. Remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. Expectations, I think, are sometimes the greatest enemy of people who are trying to begin anything new, of course, including voiceover, because as we humans do, and it's not a bad thing, is that when we begin to dream a little bit, and then we get about the things that we want to do, and we kind of a little bit of a spark is ignited, and a fire starts, and we start to dream about it. We start to get excited about it. We start to fantasize about it. And usually, the way our imagination works is we imagine all the wonderful, the wonderful parts of it. And there are wonderful parts. I mean, it's a great thing. Otherwise we wouldn't be excited about doing it to begin with. But what we often don't prepare for are the realities of getting the thing off the ground, and the challenges that will be faced, because to do anything you haven't done before and to do anything that's worthwhile is going to require you facing obstacles. Maybe it's physical skills. Maybe it's mental blocks and attitudes. Maybe it's, some old held beliefs, or maybe growing up you weren't told that you were capable or that you weren't worthy. And so sometimes it's just overcoming those kind of mental roadblocks. But I think if we take Henry Ford's words here, just again, I think this is another post-worthy thing. Frame it, put it up here in studio, because it says that if you're going to start something, don't expect a tailwind when you're getting started. No, planes don't, they don't take off against the wind. I mean, with the wind, they take off. They have to go into the wind to get liftoff. And so to get a business, it's no different. You're heading into the wind. And if you will mentally prepare yourself for that, and what I mean by that is be excited. Expect that what you're about to do is a great thing, because it is a great thing. And there are so many wonderful benefits of doing it, and probably even better than you can imagine. But also, especially during the growing stage, you're going to have to grow. You're going to have to stretch. Growing and stretching is never comfortable. It is not. I I had an extended phone call with my mother, my 86-year-old mother, last night, who she's funny. She is sharp, super sharp. Very funny lady, very much more high energy than I am. And she was assuring me that at her age she had no interest in essentially moving against the wind on anything. She wanted the wind at her back in all things and was not. We were joking around about something about a gym. She's getting ready to move into this senior community, and there's a gym there, and she said she wanted to make sure I understood there would be no trips to the gym or anything that that caused any kind of tension in her physical self. And she said it in the only way she could, which is, again, she's a very funny lady. But the point is, if you want to get someplace new in your life, and voiceover is could be probably a new place for many of you. And for some of you who are in voiceover, you want to go to a place that you haven't been yet. It's uncomfortable. There's some skills to learn. There's some maybe fears to overcome. And if you expect that the wind will be to your back at all times, then you'll fail, as many people do, because, they get into it and realize, oh, today's not fun. Today I've got to do some things that are really going to challenge me. There's nothing that's fun all the time. This is the way it is, especially if you want to do something worthwhile. But if you're willing to go against the wind to get liftoff, man, the payoff is unbelievable. So again, the words of Henry Ford for you today. Remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. And I think if you acclimate your expectations to that, and understand that's the way it works, you will enjoy this so much more. And you'll be less prone to give up along the way because you expected it. You realized it was coming your way. And you know what? You're a strong person. You're a smart person. You're ready for it. Right? Right. Hey, tomorrow night, it is the brand new updated training for Upwork for voiceover talent with Kayla Brick. Some of you many of you went through Kayla's original Upwork training for voiceover talent. And it's a great, if you're looking to add a new spoke to your marketing wheel, this is a great one. Many of my students, I would dare say most of them, especially, as they're getting things going, use Upwork. And then many continue to use it to cultivate clients, to build their voiceover business. Kayla has cracked the code on, the bestest, most fastest way to get clients and build revenue on Upwork. And so that's happening. And tomorrow night, by the way, is the updated version, because obviously these tech-related platforms, they evolve, they change, and you need to keep up with all the latest, greatest, what's going on. So tomorrow night, she will be bringing you the most up-to-date information regarding Upwork as it relates to getting work for voiceover talent. So don't miss that. If you want to register for that, it's below in the description. And even if you can't be there, remember, you can still get it, because every training I do or I host is recorded and available for you indefinitely. So you can go back and watch it whenever you want, as many times as you want. So if you can't be there live tomorrow night, it starts at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 Eastern. Doesn't matter, because you can still access it. It'll be available typically later in that evening or no later than the next day. All right, let's see what's happening in the live chat. Good to see you guys. Paul, welcome, who's first in this morning from Arkansas. Hope you're doing well, Paul. Eddie, hope you had a good weekend in San Antonio. Terry checking in from Maryland. We got Bob in Wadsworth, OH. Celeste, how are you doing? Hope that niece continues to do well. About to hit the physical therapy monsters for my knee. Celeste, I'm glad. And, there's a great example of, when you go through a procedure like, knee replacement, shoulder replacement, or a number of different kind of surgeries, you're doing it obviously because there's a better outcome on the other side. But it doesn't happen the day of or the day after surgery. That's just beginning. Then you've got to work through all that, through the PT to get to the other side. And but if it wasn't worth it, we wouldn't do those kind of things, right? All right, good to hear from you. Hang in there. Mark, happy Motivational Monday to you from Montreal. Terry, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, great song. Yeah, I think Chevrolet used that as a theme song in some of their campaigns years ago. GS, what's going on in Longview, Washington? John, Denver, good to see you. Mr. Joe, what's happening in the UK? Thanks for checking in today. Don in South Africa says, hope you are well and ready to rock this week. Yes, indeed. Nephi in Knoxville looking forward to the Tennessee-Ohio State showdown and the CFP. Go Vols. Yeah, you know what? I've got a soft, as you know, I don't need to repeat it, but I've got a soft spot in my heart for the Volunteers, but not nearly as soft as I do for Ohio State. Even though I'll be honest with you, this is a reflection of where I'm at my headspace right now, because I've given up on football for this year. Ohio State lost to Michigan, so even if they win the national championship, they only have like a 19% chance of doing, it would be a bittersweet kind of thing. If you can't beat Michigan, especially on a year like this, then what good are you? And then there's, of course, the Chicago Bears, which I don't even, I don't want to think about it. I'm looking ahead to a great season with the Reds, though. Phil in Tokyo, hit the like button, everybody. That's Phil talking, and I'll back that up. Hey, Jim, what's going on? Grayville, Indiana. Marla in Texas says, buy the book. Great reference for VO actors. Thank you, Marla. Hey, Monty, let's do this. Hey, everyone from rainy South Carolina, Rusty in the UP of Michigan. Mike in Grants Pass, Oregon. Becky says, good morning from the muddy mitten. Corey says, don't worry about it. That mud will be pure ice, I'm sure, within a matter of days. Corey in Whitehall, Wisconsin. Rob says, good morning from Loveland. To you, Bill, and everyone, eager to hear this morning's motivational message. Thanks for being here, Rob. Larry says, good morning, Bill, exclamation point. It's always nice when you're waiting for build W. I think there's a typo. Instead of trying to play catch up. So, Larry, I'm sorry. I wasn't able to decipher that, but I get the vibe and I appreciate it. Hey, Joy, what's going on in chilly and rainy Southfield, Michigan? Aaron in Linden, Washington. Spencer in Houston. Aaron in Missouri. Tracy in Rochester, Minnesota. Misha Check again from South Carolina. Larry in Wyoming. Hey, Gail in Detroit. Colin in Houston. Sirius in Charlotte. Dr. Bob, what's happening from bright and beautiful Clearwater? Haven't seen you for a while, Dr. Bob. Good to have you back. Great to be able to watch live after a long semester of teaching school. Oh, fantastic, Bob. That's great. Hey, Doug, what's going on in Greensboro, North Carolina? Denise on Long Island. Wayne in Port Orchard, Washington. Ben in the UK. Zach in Fargo, North Dakota. Patrick in Maryland. I invested in my VO journey with some, and then it stops. But I'm glad you invested in it. That's a good thing. Let's see here. Let me back up. YouTube, again, is scrolling ahead for me. I wish they wouldn't do that. Patrick in Maryland. Scotty in Brookings, South Dakota. Hashtag family time. Nothing more important. John in Rhinebeck, New York. Chris in Lakeville, Minnesota. David in Hamilton, Ontario. Hey, Mary in New Jersey, not North Jersey. Patrick, new gear that got ordered. New mic and interface. Congrats. Andrew in Latvia. Jim in Anderson, South Carolina. Alex says, somehow the slow go is more frustrating the closer I get to real results. Staying motivated, though, keeping a level head and steady plan. Yes, yes, yes. Alan in Atlanta. Alex in Utah. Bruce, happy Motivational Monday from Louisville. Ralph says, hello, everyone. It's Ralph from Fresno. Encouraging everybody to hit that like button. Thank you, Ralph. Hey, Jay King. John in Atlanta, what's going on? JR, happy Motivational Monday to you in sunny Austin, Texas. Wally checking in from the mountains of Southern Virginia. We got Sue in Philadelphia, Melissa in San Diego, Edward in lovely overcast New York City. Don, hey, Don, good to see you. Theo says, happy Motivational Monday to all from downtown Chicago. I'd love to see a meeting between Henry Ford and Bob Seger where they talk about Against the Wind. Indeed. Wouldn't that be interesting? Nancy, good morning from to you in Yankton, South Dakota. Andrew, everything worthwhile is up the hill. Yes, yes, that is the truth. Loretta in Crete, Illinois, just up the street from me. Hey, what's going on, Loretta? Marla, what's happening? Good to see you. Bruce, Henry Ford also said he personally didn't know anything about cars, but he knew a lot about people who did. Bruce says, Bill, you are our motivational Henry Ford. Thank you. Thank you, Bruce. Oh, let's see here. Who have I not said hi to? Jerry in Dallas. Hello. Ray in Lakeland, Florida. Rob says, taking off into the, Rob saying this as a pilot, taking off into the wind and landing into the wind, both actually give more stability during those phases of flight. Think about that for a second, that it works better while taking off and landing. Troy, in other words, the challenges never end. I mean, they're always there. And sometimes they actually, they result in a better outcome. Think about that. Troy exercising and listening to you from Pickering, Ontario. Liz in Las Vegas, Heather in Chattanooga, Hernando, Mississippi checking in. Or is that Missouri? MS, is it MS, Missouri, or Mississippi? Forgive me. I think it's MI's Michigan. Oh my gosh, I don't know. We've got Keith in Renton, Washington, and Holland in the house. Fantastic. Guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Hope you have not only a motivational, but a profitable Monday. Make it a great one. As I mentioned earlier, due to a session that I have with a client in Dubai, I will not be here tomorrow morning for that. But I do hope to see you tomorrow night for Kayla's class on Upwork for voiceover talent. If you're ready to unlock the secrets of Upwork to add a profitable new income stream to your business, tomorrow night is for you. At the very least, go below, click the link, go and get all the information so you know what's happening. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon.